We're in Lab 2 this week, where we're taking proper field notes. Last week, I just kind of gave you a taste of what you could do. This week, we're going to take a look at some important things to remember to keep track of when you take notes, field notes. I did the lab again for you. I've given you the data, so I'm going to walk you through that process as well. So to start out, get into the Dyno Paleo course. In the upcoming or in week 1, you'll find Lab 2, proper field notes. When you open this, a couple of things to keep in mind here. You have the data field sheet and some pictures, and then this will be a link to this video. I need you to watch this and take a look at those pictures. But the lab itself is here, so when you click on that link, it'll take you here. Okay, you can either send this over to Notability, or you can take it over to Google Docs, make your own copy, and type right in there. So again, I'm trying to stress the importance of taking detailed, accurate field notes, because once you leave the field, that information's gone. So we practiced a little bit last week. This week, I'm expecting a little bit more attention to detail, not only in the recording of information, but also in answering the questions. So before you get going too far, in this document, there's a link to a PDF from a professor talking through with his college students how to take proper field notes. So my suggestion is to read through this, pull out some key ideas, some things to think about, because again, I might have done things differently than this person or not according to this person's expectations. So think through what this person says. There's an example of his own field notes here. They're more geology based, not necessarily paleontology. So I want you to take a look at that. And then another example is from a student from last year. Take a look at this, and you can kind of see and compare, contrast what I did to what this student did. Okay? So again, I went out, I recorded information. I'll show you that here in a second. But what you need to do is you need to make sense of and record observations and information based on the information that I give you. Okay, so again, anything in red is what you need to do. So create a field map. I've done that for you. I record location of dinosaur specimens on the map, double check my accuracy. You need to make observations of the exposed specimens. I have not done that yet. You need to describe what the specimens are found within. So the surrounding sand, gravel, rock material, you need to describe that. You also need to potentially identify the type of environment where those specimens were deposited based on what you found them in. So these two go together. Okay, so you need to do that one. I want you to see, interpret, hypothesize any relationships to the specimens within your dig site. Okay, so again, something for you to think about and do. See if you can figure out the cause of death. Again, if it's speculation, make a hypothesis based on observations, and then to identify a range of geologic time when those specimens would have been alive. Okay, so you have to do all of those minus creating a field map, but you're going to kind of critique the one that I made for you. Okay, from there, you're coming down here and answering all of the questions in number 5. Okay, so I want you to talk about things that I did differently. So bring up the information from Lab 1, take a look at the information from Lab 2, and try to think about why I did things differently. Based on what I gave you this time, there are still improvements. What could they be? I did use different technology this time. I used a couple of different apps on my phone to help out. I used the compass and then a level app. So think through how technology, not just my phone and the examples that I gave you, but other different pieces of technology that could be used. How could that help? How can it hinder? And then the last one is based on your field notes, discuss possible answers to the following. So what kind of dinosaurs are present? How many individuals Okay, what I mean by that is the specimens could have been from multiple different dinosaurs, even of the same species. How can you tell if it's just one or multiple? And then again, what kind of environment and how did they die? Okay, so that is your task for next week, Friday. Going back to your resources, when I open this up, it's a PDF. The first couple of pages of this are my field notes. Okay, you can see they are slightly different from last week, some new and different information. Okay, here is a top-down view from above for the dig site itself. Okay, so this is the orientation of the different specimens, so you can kind of see and interpret. And then from there, I went in and talked about each specimen, gave you a close-up picture, and then some dimensions for all 8 specimens. Okay, so that should help you do what you need to do for the lab. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask.